Welcome back to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We're brought to you by Pelican, built tough for all situations. Go to pelican.com. Yak Gadget, for all your fine kayak fishing accessory needs. Go to yakgadget.com. Eastport Marina, on the beautiful shores of Dale Hollow Lake, for all your lodging, kayaking, and fishing needs. Go to eastport.info. Now let's get this show started.
You're listening to the final cast. I'm Brad.
What's up, Brad?
What's up, Josh?
I'm Josh. Nice to meet you again.
Yeah, for the millionth time. We say that every
Yeah, I
episode.
know. Right?
Anything new with you?
No, dude, just been working a lot of hours and same old thing. Kind of getting excited. We had some warm weather today.
I know, man.
We're recording this on March 1st. This won't air till next Thursday. So hopefully it sticks around. I know we're gonna get some cold streaks again, but hopefully no more ice or snow or anything like that. So
yeah, I'm ready to hit the river. It's been like a month and a week.
yeah, it's been a mess here, man, with all the flooding and everything.
Yeah, so I was good. I got off work early today. I wanted to fish, but I didn't know if there was anything not iced over, so I didn't go. So
yeah,
whatever. Because this weekend where I wanted to go, it was iced over slightly still, so we couldn't get out. So I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
but it's all good,
dude.
Yeah, we got a cool episode planned. Actually, a Paddle and Fin listener. I didn't know that until right before we started the show, so that's really cool. We're going to be talking to Darran Greene from Cutterz. Welcome to the show, Darran.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me. It's awesome.
Not a problem, man. Like we were just talking about, I'm super excited to hear the story of line cutters. So, you know, once you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into fishing, if you're into kayak fishing, anything to that nature. And
Sure.
Also, if you want to segue into how you guys came up with the idea for line cutters and, you know, how business started for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, my name's Darran, and I'm the director of sales for Line Cutterz, and I'm stationed, I guess, out of Minnesota, and then Vance is over in Texas. So I travel back and forth to our retail store, and then, you know, I work trade shows all around the country, work from home, work from my kayak, work from my boat, basically anywhere. It's kind of nice to have that luxury of instead of being a 9-to-5 job that I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Man.
Yeah. And then, a little bit about Line Cutterz, kind of how it started. You know, if people that don't know, Vance was actually fishing for sharks when he had a shark kind of caught up in a bunch of braided fishing line. And ran back to his tackle box and actually stepped on the scissor, so almost cut his toe off, and thought there had to be a better way, a safer way to cut fishing line. And that thing was our line cutter right here. So It's a simple ring. It looks simple. The patent is very, very intricate on why it works so well over anything else that, you know, was on the market. And yeah, man, he shot for the stars, went on TV for the TV show Shark Tank, closed our deal, and then, you know, now we've literally just kind of taken over the market, which is kind of crazy.
That's the thing that caught my eye when I was looking at your guys' website. I didn't realize you guys were on Shark Tank.
Yeah, that's kind of where we got the main starter, the exposure, I should say.
Yeah, you got to mind Brad. Sometimes he lives under a rock. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, I've heard it. It's been what? Like, how long has Line Cutterz been in the game? Like 8-10 years, something like that.
I would say a good 6. We've been in 4 years since we've been on Shark Tank.
Okay.
But yeah, a good 6 years we've been really, you know, changing things up.
Back in, I think I first saw your product back in 2015 or something like that. Yeah, 2016, somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It's 6, 7, 8. I don't. It blends together for us. It's like it goes so fast. We're like, holy crap! You know, like the whole COVID scare when all that one happened. It's crazy to think they canceled trade shows 2 years ago, and now we're back doing them. So it's just
I know.
throws us off a little bit.
Yeah.
So when Vance had his toe accident with the scissors, was kind of where did he start with the design? I'm not asking for any specifics, especially if you guys have the patent still is,
Oh yeah,
solid and everything. But
yeah.
What was his thinking in doing it with the ring, especially? That was always something that's interesting me.
Yeah, he was really big into wade fishing. So they would be out, past the breakers and throwing their baits out and stuff. And so once that happened, his thought was to create something you could wear while you were fishing that was going to be safe. It wasn't going to be heavy, like a knife, or it's not going to cut you. And the ring was the first thing that popped into his head. And he took some JB welding putty, took a dental floss container apart, and made the first prototype. Cut braid with it, and then he just worked on it, and got the patent. And now we have a full lineup of products, which just started with that one idea.
That's cool.
That's actually pretty genius. Like the dental floss thing, like I can see exactly how that's made into your design. That's cool.
Yeah, it's wild. Because people, when I meet them, will be like, oh, I've used scissors or a knife or lighters, all these weird things, for years upon years. But once they see how well it cuts, especially braided fishing line, like when you see the light bulb go off, I'm just like, so how many do you want? It's not like, are you going to buy anymore? It's like, how many do you want or need, or do you know any friends that fish?
Yeah. The first time that I did see them, I saw somebody putting them around the metal parts on their kayak seat. So
yes.
Is that like an adjustable strap then, or?
Yeah. So the strap itself is a military grade Velcro. So it won't break, like it'll soften up, but it'll last for, quite a bit. So people were putting everywhere. Like I like it actually on my fishing rod. I take off my reel, I wrap it around in my rod seat, put my reel back on. But we had boat captains that were actually doing what you had seen and putting them on their boats and then on their kayaks. So we actually had teamed up at that time with Jackson, and it was actually on a Jackson kayak as it was leaving manufacturing.
Yeah, that's probably what I saw then, because that was around the time Jackson was pretty big in the kayak fishing market.
Yep.
Yeah, they've always been. They were a really good company that worked with certain brands, because I remember they did Nalgene bottles. They did the Bucks Blizzards, which was like the scissors that could cut braid and fishing line, but also worked as like a pair of pliers. And I love that thing. Had a bottle opener, but the only bad thing is I remember the buttons on the sheath. They made it really cool. Like you could actually, Jackson had those little twist knob kind of things that fit into the, I don't remember what size they are, but you could put the sheath like on the, like inside of the gunnel wall, right? And then have it right there, right next to you. But those stupid ass buttons, man, they rusted like that. Like within one season, they were rusty. But, and then also I had a little issues with the hinge itself, like in the scissors part. But I think they kind of saw that it was a little, I don't know. It was a good product, but it just wasn't good for a kayak really, with everything getting as wet as it did. So,
right. And that's what's nice about our product. It's ceramic blades, so either freshwater or saltwater.
Yeah.
You're good to go. It's going to take a beating and keep on going.
Yeah, and it's a lot, and that's the thing with kayaks. We want something to be. We want everything as light and compact as possible, so your product fits extremely well in our environment. So
and if you were to step on it too, it's not going to cut you or graze your leg across it. Like, I mean, you physically can't cut yourself. So you're good to go.
That's cool.
Good, Brad.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna. I just said or cut your toe off.
Or cut your exactly. Yes, girls will cut their hair. We've had a couple girls adjust their ponytails wearing the ring and took a good amount of hair out of the back of their set. So I don't have that problem with not having any hair, but Yeah, girls have had issues.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I can see that totally, like the shock in their face, like, why do I have a handful of my own hair? Like,
Yep.
Yeah, that's funny. You mentioned ceramic blades. So is there like a life length on that however long they last?
I don't know exact. Don't hold it to me, but our first blades were surgical steel dipped in titanium, so they could be in salt water too. Just after years, it kind of corrode, and we have some of the same or original rings that have been around for 7 years still working. So now move forward to ceramic, which there's no metal parts. It actually, we found out, and why we did it too, is ceramic will actually hold an edge longer than steel will. So that's why you see a lot of like culinary knives, the expensive ones, starting to go to ceramic. So, man, for something you pay $14 for that you can have for 7-8 years, especially in the fishing industry, I mean, it's pays for itself essentially.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not going to mention competitors' names, but there's like snips out there that last only a season, and they're like the serrated kind and all that other stuff, like metal blades, and they get worn out quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll talk about this, but we actually won Best in Show at ICAST for our new dual hybrid micro scissor, and I'm not against scissors. I don't ever need to use scissors. But there are some people that want to see some snips in case they need to trim a skirt or something of such. But why our product, like I'll show you. I mean, here's our new product. This is the micro scissor. So you'll have your snips right here that lock in. And then you'll have, if you can see, that's our ceramic blade right in top there.
Okay. So you got
Yep. So it's kind of both worlds. And then this little triangle that's on top, what that's really for is you can put that on a lanyard if you wanted to. But what we made it for is if you wanted to tighten your knot down really well, you would put your back treble hook through here, and then you would pull your line, so you're not trying to grab your line and pull the back treble hook.
Yeah, so you won't get caught or get stuck with a hook or something.
Right, and some guys will put it on the side of their kayak or in their cleat, and it just ruins one of the other, or your hook just in general, So that's kind of our multi-tool, but the patent on our product, and I'll hold this one up. This is our flat mount. So this is the one that you could stick directly to your kayak. It'll have 3M on the back there, but you can see ceramic right there. Now, there's no moving parts like you're going to get with a scissors, whether you pay, 50 cents for toenail clippers or you go and get your scissors. You're always going to have that moving pivot joint right there that's going to burn out. So, mono is thicker than a braid diameter. So you cut mono with scissors and then it weakens that joint. You're never going to cut braid again or clean. You're going to be like pulling it and stuff. So that's why we'll outlast anything.
Yeah, and then you got fingernail clippers. Over time they end up denting, and you, like you said, they don't really cut through braid for shit, in my opinion.
Right.
So, I've always been like, I used fingernail clippers for so long, but once I started to move up and because for a long time I was real simple, river angler, one reel, spinning setup, throwing like maybe 8-9 pound test on abrasion resistant monofilament.
Right.
And then the more I kind of messed around, started throwing more baits and realizing my mono's floating, so my baits are staying up in the water column more than I'd like, and started throwing fluoro, and then started throwing some braid. And especially when I started throwing fluoro and I started using heavier action rods, man, it was driving me crazy. I would go through like 4 pairs of fingernail clippers because of chopping that fluoro line. It was like 10 to 12 pound test.
Yeah.
I mean, be right in the middle of the knot and clip it, and then it just falls apart like it's
Right.
Jesus in my hand. So.
Yeah, no, we've all been there. That's the thing, and Vance is a thinker. And also, too, even when you're throwing that 8 or 10 pound mono, he has a porcelain tooth because he bit his line so much as well. So not only did he almost cut his toe off, he has a porcelain tooth because he was biting his line. So,
yeah.
$12 for our product or $1,200 for a filling or whatever the heck they put on there,
root canal. And...
yeah. It'll add up quick.
That's true.
That's a good point. I've done that too, and that's one of the things.
Oh man,
I hear like it's so bad for your teeth. So
yeah, that just makes me cringe thinking about it. I can't do that.
I mean, and it's gross, really, when you think about it, especially when you're throwing like a
Great Miami River water on your line.
What's been running through there? Just straight bacteria in your mouth.
Like knowing that I'm standing within 200 yards of the water treatment facility.
Perfect. 3 eyes the next day.
Yeah. Wondering why I have E. coli infection in my gut.
Oh, geez.
But so the one thing I always had like a question in regards to the product, because I've seen like demonstrations and stuff from afar, but I've really not known a lot of people who've had the product and been like that I've been close to. Everybody's used snips or something like that, and I was always interested in how close can you cut the line in regards to the knot, because I know some guys are like, I get as close as possible. There's there's always that kind of difference in opinions that everybody has, right? And some guys love like a little bit of a longer tag end. I like to try to cut as close as possible, but not to the point where I feel like my knot can slip. So what makes it, because you would look at the product, you kind of think, it might potentially leave this long tag in. So
and that's probably the number one question that I get, especially at expos. And it's so you can do it. You can actually cut the knot off with our product. Now, what we had done is, if you take a look at the ring, and then if you guys could pull up, say, the zipper pull, you'll see the tops look different. You can see this one has that ceramic, or this one has the steel blade, so it's yellowish. And then if you pull up a picture of the zipper pull, you'll see what we did, and we actually opened up the gap. So it's going to allow you to cut through and get to that knot even easier than before. And I can even, I have a braid right here too to show you. And obviously I have this hook. So we have notched it out so you can actually run our blade right down onto the knot, the O-ring. I mean, I even, like a double uni knot or Alberto knot, you can actually cut right down on the knot on that as well. So yeah, that is a super, super good question. And that's one of the ones I get while I am, at expos, and then I do it and people are like, holy crap. But that was my first question, but you literally just solved that for me.
Yeah.
So let's see if you guys can zoom in. I can actually cut it and do a demo to show you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And I tried to use red line to see if we could get it to pull up better, but okay. So this is the zipper pull. Let's see if y'all can see that. You see how you have a curved blade on the bottom, the plastic, and then our blade, and then there's that triangle. So if you can see this line. Okay. So if I wanted to cut it way up on top here, I could. Otherwise, all I do is I come and I touch the braid. Lines cut. And there's my tag end. It's literally right. Where is it? Where'd you go? There you go. Yeah, so there's no tag end. It's right on the knot. And if you want to cut the knot off, you can do that as well. So yeah, that's how you do it. And it's really easy when you have the flat mount, because this is going to be stuck right to something. So if this was stuck, say, on your kayak, like so, right? This was like, how would I do this? Up and down. You literally can walk with your tag end. Now I can't even see it. There we go. Rookie here. You could walk up with your tag end and your lure, and then you could just literally walk up and just snip it right down there because you'll be able to feel where to cut.
Nice.
So, I mean, we have videos. I guess that's probably not the cleanest video presentation, but actually, there's a video of Vance doing it right there,
Come on.
running.
Website. All right. It was like messing with me at first, but I didn't know you guys had that product. That's cool.
Yeah, so we started out with the ring, and then when people were showing us, like, hey, check this out, you can mount this to boat rails and kayak seats, and then we're like, well, crap, we should probably make one that mounts. So then we went to the flat mount. Now we work with kayak companies putting them in there, tackle box companies. I make them custom for Skeeter, Ranger, Alumacraft, Falcon boats, and they're actually being put in the boat when they leave manufacturing. So then we went to the zipper pull I just showed you. And what's awesome about that is we teamed up with, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Striker, the clothing brand.
Yeah.
So they have the best winter suit, because I'm in Minnesota, possible. And now they got into rain gear, and all of our stuff is, everyone comes with a zipper pull, their jackets and their bibs and their rain gear. So you'll probably see it expand at some point, but yeah, those are our three main. And then, our new micro scissor that we just won Best at Show at ICAST for.
Man, that's awesome. And
Yeah.
I love it because you guys are innovating on a product that was successful within itself with the ring, and then you're like, okay, let's think of different variations, same concept, same kind of blade concept, but how can we make this for everyone? And not everyone wants to wear a ring. Not everyone is going to mount one, but hell, man, like, you're making it to where it's like, it'd be hard not to buy one of each, like, because then you make it where, like, okay, in any scenario that I have myself in, I have a line cutter available there. So,
I got a live vest at home that doesn't have a little pull tab for the zipper, so I know what I'm buying for it.
Yeah, we're trying to actually, we're in talks with two life jacket companies, but it's a lot of steps because, something that you're like so sharp it can cut braid, and then you're like, and it's on a life vest. They're clashing, but they make sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. And both parties are on board. It sounds. We just have to go through the proper steps to get it approved to be on there. Like,
now, are these with inflatables?
Yeah, with the new like Onyx jackets and
okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're targeting. Those types. I shouldn't name drop, but you get the point.
I mean, there'd be good ones too for like the standard guys, because I'm not saying there's anything wrong with inflatables by any means. I'm just not a personal fan of them. I mean, I may have one day for summer, but I know for cold water fishing and stuff like that, a lot of guys do switch over and they're wearing NRS or or whatever variation, Stolquist, whatever. But those would be good jackets, because I don't think you'd have to. I mean, I guess you still could worry about cutting it, but I just think that'd be really hard. And just for most of these guys that are hanging, I mean, I have NRS dive knife, and stuff like that. That's fairly sharp and will cut through the the jacket itself and the outer layer of it. So I don't know, like, I love the idea, man. I wasn't aware of the triangle one, the zipper style. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah,
it's been one of our top sellers. And especially being on clothing. When we showed it at ICAST, there was some buzz about it, but everybody's all hyped up at ICAST and stuff. But now it's it's on all Striker, and it's cool to see it on TV with all these professional anglers, using it, and we're not, but we didn't have to flip the bill for it. It's just cool to see. But now there's, a line of clothing companies that are like, oh, we want in, and we're like, well,
that's
let's
huge,
see what we
man.
can do. You know what I mean? Like now you're coming to us, when I was like, not begging, but just at ICAST, you just say, hey man, you do the dance.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, you think about it, like rod companies are similar. They have other companies like, hey, we want your guides on our rods and stuff like that. It's kind of what you guys are going through.
Yeah, we've teamed up with some big companies.
Yeah. Do you guys ever have it? Do you have any plans, or have you guys worked with any rod companies to kind of do what you were talking about that you do on a personal level, where you're strapping those things onto your rods?
Yeah. So, man, we're kind of all over the board. So we are releasing, or we released our own rod. So it actually has a spot within the wind grip that's kind of cut out, and you actually can put your ring on there or take it off.
Okay.
So we have and they're actually Kayak series rods. So you guys will have to check them out. We have one that you literally can beat the tar out of. I mean, you can put it in your kayak, you can step on it. I mean, you can, it's like an ugly stick on steroids, but it has some really, really cool features. And Vance built it for kayak fishing. He was sick of sliding it down the rod holder or something like that and busting stuff, so it has snap eyelets that go back and forth. And, I do kayak fish, usually when I'm down south, but, I fish competitive in the bass series. So I'm on my boat and I'm always asking him, like, how are you breaking so many rods? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. And he's like, well, you don't step on yours. And I'm like, I just haven't got to that part or that far into kayak fishing where I have 10 rods and I'm trying to figure it out. I take the 2 and be like, I didn't break any today,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Brad,
trying to find
how many of you shut in a car door or something?
Well, see, and that's the thing too. It's like I get to keep all my stuff on the boat, and he's like, "Dude, have you never?" Yeah, exactly. Broke it off in the car door or the tailgate. I'm like, "No, like I don't understand." But now once he explained it, I'm like, I see where you're going with this. This all does start to make sense to me.
Yeah. Which rods are these on the website?
So they won't be on the website yet.
Okay.
They are. Yeah, we had our prototypes done, and then we are having them shipped now. Right now on our website, you'll see like a bunch of, like Laguna, a bunch of custom rod makers.
I see Waterloo on
retail.
here.
Yep, Waterloo as well. So
that's what Dustin Nichols uses, I think, Josh.
Yes, like they swear by them. Like those guys are nuts about them, and they're awesome rods for sure, but they have the following.
That's cool. Are those companies or something? Are you guys going to partner with them eventually, or?
Yep, and we have, in a sense of we do promotions. We do custom products of ours, because you can print any type of logos on our products and then sell them off your website. So they're a wholesaler for us. We bring them into the store. We move a lot of their rods. So it's a pretty cool little, partnership. And we do that with a lot of companies.
That's cool.
Heck yeah. And you guys recently moved into a new storefront, right?
Yeah, we are in Angleton, Texas. Well, actually, West Columbia, Texas is where our store is at. And that alone is a crazy story because Vance being Vance and always thinking 20 miles outside of the box. When COVID hit, we used to do roughly around 48 trade shows a year between the 3 of us. And, COVID shuts that down. I mean, that's a lot of revenue that's not coming in. And, how do you bounce back from something like that? So Vance bought a strip mall, an old shitty strip mall. Yeah. I mean, you needed a tetanus shot basically to walk inside that thing. It hadn't been touched since the 50s. So he's like, yeah, we're gonna have a new workshop, and we needed a bigger space as well, and turn that strip mall into, we have our storefront, and then we have 3 other companies in the little strip mall with us. So it's been wild.
It was pretty cool. I'm friends with Vance on Facebook, and it was really neat to see the process of him purchasing it and renovating it. And it was a fun thing to watch it come together, man. And I was really excited for you guys. I was like, heck yeah, and it was like you said, during the time that was all going on, it was like, oh man, like, but the way it appears, like Line Cutterz is staying solid when everybody else is dive bombing.
Yeah. And I mean, that was our thing. It was like, what can we do to, not not be like, oh man, this stinks. It was like, how can we go forward? Or, like, what is it going to take to go forward? And yeah, that's awesome. You watched it, because then you have a good idea of how bad that place looked.
Yeah. Dude,
I wanted to call that the American Picker Show, because we found some pretty cool stuff in there, but I'm like, I don't know if it needs to be quarantined or what, because it was nasty.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember some of the stuff. I was like, oh my god, what did he buy though? Like, it took me a minute to kind of figure it out, like that it was like a small strip mall, and I was like, and then it was crazy. I was like, I don't see what they see in this place or what they're going to turn it into, and gradually through time, man, it came together, and I was like, that's awesome,
Yeah,
because that place probably was on the docket to just get torn down,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's a small, West Columbia is a small town south of Houston, and they have a lot of boutiques down there, specifically in that town. It's really weird. It's like known for boutiques, and that corner was an eyesore. It just, it was gross. And now, you have LED lights, and you have the company next to us is a boutique, but they also have a cafe, and you can get your hometown mom and pop shakes, and it's just really, really cool. And then the other company that that is part of the building is actually a charter school, so a tiny little private school back there too. So who would have thought that building was gonna mold some minds of kids?
Nice. Brad, you got anything, buddy?
Yeah, I was there was another product that we didn't talk about, and it's the flat mounts. See,
No, that was this one that has the 3M tape on it.
Okay.
So all three, so like the tops all look alike. So like that's the ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the flat mount. So that was our second one. And then you have the zipper pull. Again, that has that patent on top. And then the fourth one that we sold out in like 3 days is that hybrid cutter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sitting here scrolling through the website, and I saw a picture of the flat mount mounted onto a kayak. So I was going to share that because I think it's pretty cool.
Now, do the products beside like the ring and the flat mount, does the zipper pull and the new snips, do they come with lanyards, or is that something that somebody would want to buy separately?
It would be, you'd have to buy it separately. We do sell them too on our site, and I'll show you too, because a lanyard is a lanyard. A lot of people think, but they also could cause you to hang yourself. So all of ours will come with this breakaway piece. So if it connects, I mean, literally, it's so nice, just in case you were to get snagged on something. So we sell those, and then we also sell like a zinger, like a name badge thing too.
Oh,
so you'll
like
see a lot of
retract.
guys. Yep, the retractors.
Yeah.
A lot of guys will put the zipper pull on that as well.
Heck yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
There's one other thing on here. I see some topwater fishing lures.
Ooh. I bet. I probably got one laying around here. I'm assuming you're talking about this little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would have thought, right?
Does that catch fish?
I'll hold it back up again. I'll hold it back up. Look at this guy. I mean, come on.
Does that actually catch fish?
It does. It actually does catch fish. So, and we have the Biden one too, and we did all the marketing on the boxes. It's kind of funny, but yeah, we actually did a lot of product testing. It is soft, like when we got them, they were hard, right? So we actually made it like a hollow body frog. You can walk this guy, you can pop them. And personally, I've caught bass in Northern or my 2 on it, but we have people catching redfish. Vance had these people in Australia send him the video, and they're deep trolling for, I don't know what this thing is. It looks like a whale, and they throw Trump out there, and they're just going nuts in their Australian accent, like swearing and stuff, and like they got him in on Trump. It was crazy.
Dude, and I'm laughing at the bipartisan Topwater fishing lure pack.
Yes. I mean, we have guys on our team. One of our guys has this PB bass in Minnesota on the Biden lure.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Another funny thing, that Vance thought about, again, outside of the box, he actually just had a little chump like figurine, like those old trolls with the big hair, and put a hook behind it and showed it on live. And by the time he got done with live, there was 100 orders. They thought it was a real lure.
That's crazy. Look at it sitting in the water here.
Yeah, do you see the video? I think if you scroll down, the video is actually on there of them things getting blown up on.
Let's see. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, yeah. That's crazy. That's like ND Yacker using that Chewbacca lure.
yeah, the Chewbacca lure that he used.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. And so we saw a lot of these, especially, we made it to be fun when the election was going on, and like people, how people weren't getting along. Best friends were arguing about things. So it was totally a joke, and it went viral. And I don't think, it's not going to slow down for a very long time. We have ladies buying, like a lady had bought 25 chump lures and sent us a picture, and she had them on her Christmas tree. And I've seen them in some weird places.
That's funny, man. That's good marketing. I like that.
Yeah.
I love it.
They catch fish. So if you guys are looking for that lure no one else is throwing so far, this would be the guy.
How big are they?
Literally, they're probably about the size of a spro frog.
Okay, yeah.
And their heads are kind of big, so a lot of people think that they're bobbleheads, but it actually moves so much water that it is legit.
So what line and rod are you throwing it on?
So I am throwing 30-pound braid on an 8-1 Tatula on a heavy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. That's funny.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, people get really sore, but butthurt when they find out what you were catching them on.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yep. That's the thing. And nobody can have some fun and just poke fun anymore. Somebody's got to be offended about something at this point,
Yeah.
So, I love it. I think it's a great idea. It's not like you guys chose a side. You're like, sorry, but you're both coming along with the ride.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And that's awesome because, we've had people buy them and they do like tournaments against each other, like buddies and stuff. And I'm like, people are having a blast with it. So I'm like,
Brad, we're so doing that this year, dude.
I would. We should do like a paddle and fin challenge, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you should. That'd be awesome.
So, like, if we get enough listeners to go and buy these lures, and then we can have like a little mini tournament.
Dude, we can
I'll
dress
hook you
like
guys
them.
up for free.
Yeah.
We can dress like them.
Oh my God. They do have those rubber masks we wear sometimes at the show and try and like see who can sell more of their lures, but people don't find it as funny as we do.
That's good.
Awesome.
That's a great idea. So let's talk about the future without you having to give up too much information, because sometimes we'd like to try to pull out the what do you guys got on in the future? What do you guys got in the pipeline? So is there anything that you're comfortable with sharing? And go ahead, man.
Yeah. We just got the dual micro scissor out, so that thing's going to be our newest cutter. I think, for a while you're going to see it in pretty much everywhere, that's pretty cool. We've had some rumbling about maybe a second store in Minnesota, which would be kind of cool. Kayak fishing is, believe it or not, you can't do it year round here, but when it is on, Minnesota it's coming around, and
especially your guys' rivers, man.
Oh. Yeah, all the rivers, and we just don't have that one. We have your mom and pop tackle shops, which is awesome. I support them 100%. But we don't have that one where it's like you can go in and you can buy a good rod and a kayak. Turnkey. You show up with a a vehicle, you could be fishing the river, in 2 seconds with everything. So I think we want, and we've shown that it works for us in Texas. So I think we kind of have it figured out. We feel comfortable maybe in Minnesota. And the other things we have coming out are a few of our own products that you guys may be using already, maybe not. I'll just leave it at that. So I think we'll be bigger than just, our Cutterz. We want to make it, we want to be the Nike symbol of cutting tools, but also have some really cool other products to go along with it. Your one-stop shop. Yeah. Starting with our own line. So it's going to take off for sure.
Heck yeah. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's kind of what we have for the future so far. And just keep it on and growing.
Heck yeah. I'm glad to see you guys grow. I mean, I didn't realize you guys had like all these products for everything. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see, and it's hard to believe that it started with just the ring, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And now me personally as a journey, just seeing what this simple idea has allowed me to do, as well as Vance. We've been on some awesome fishing trips. We've got to meet some people that, like, for example, Mike Iconelli, we teamed up with him, and being a bass fisherman, I love those guys. So the first time I went to ICAST, I was following them around like a little teen, like, sign my shirt, sign this and that. And now it's like I see him and it's like, what up? Are we getting a beer later? Like it's still, it's weird, Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. It's been kind of cool to have that type of journey and freedom, I guess you could say.
Well, I'm really excited for you guys, man. I remember when it first came out, I remember hearing the story. I think I've even seen the episode itself, possibly. It's been a while, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was never really into the show, so I happened to just catch it probably because somebody else was actually watching it. And, and then running into you guys at some of the trade shows that we have, the fish and boat shows, and it's really cool to see the product. And I really commend you guys at innovating the idea itself and coming up with different variations of the same product in a way. And you guys are meeting that consumer's need of saying, well, not everybody's going to be into the ring. Not everybody may be into the flush mount one,
right.
Or the flat mount. And you guys keep coming up with ideas and improving upon it. And, and your guys that work at the shows, man, it's like we were talking about before, it's, they're good at it. They're very proud of representing Line Cutterz, and I think you guys got a great staff, and I wish you guys continued success for the future, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, and I love to hear that, because shows are a grind. People, I feel like we're traveling carnies at some time, and it's not like some of my friends who will work shows, for clothing companies, like, man, today was such a hard day. I was like, you didn't pitch people on like a hoodie. You're like, hey, have you seen a hoodie before?
Yeah.
It has sleeves and stuff. I'm like, dude, we're grinding and stuff, but we have fun with it. So it's really, I love to hear that, people see that when they walk by, because typically I think our booth is rocking pretty well.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that too. Walking by the booth and there was just a ton of people there.
Yeah. And like I said, the gentlemen that you guys have had at those, they really take it serious. They love showing the product. They love showing how it works. And, that's the key is you get people to buy into your mission, as a company, and, they'll wholeheartedly support it. And, you're setting yourself up for success. And,
right.
Like I said, job well done by Line Cutterz.
Thank you guys so much. That's awesome. And it's good to hear. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, did you have anything else, bud?
No. Just gonna say, guys, go to their website, check out the combo packs they have. There's some pretty good deals in there. So, yeah.
And our floating net too. That's on there. I kind of forgot about that. It's Kayak floating net. I mean, for that price, it has. And I don't want to like pitch things, but I mean, once we get them in stock, man, they don't they don't last. It's such a good quality net for that price. You just can't beat it.
Right.
Yeah, and I
Now,
know.
I did have one more
Okay.
quick question. Sorry, Brian. Now, were you guys, was Vance and the Line Cutters team, were you guys always into the kayak game, or was that something that kind of came about, like, you know, like later on down the road?
No, Vance and Colin are very much into kayaking. They love it. You know, they have probably owned every type of kayak you can name. Every time I go kayak fishing, it's like, you know, I have your normal one still with the paddle, you know, and riding in theirs, it's like a Cadillac. So, you know, they love it, and they go beyond the breakers and they chase bull reds. And yeah, so, you know, it was a little of that, and it was just fishing in hole. But, you know, Vance is, you know, really big into it, and safety is so big that he's like, man, our product is perfect for that. And, you know, with our rods, he designed them for kayak anglers. So he's like, it sounds stupid, but there's certain things you need when you're kayak fishing that, you know, a little bit shorter of an end. So when you're trying to throw a jerk bait, it's not hitting you in the side. So he really has done everything towards kayak fishing.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, Darran, I want to say thank you for joining us and talking about Line Cutters and the various products. And like I said before, I just wish you guys continued success. Anytime, you know, you'd like to come back out on the Paddle and Fin and talk with Brad and I, feel free to reach out, man. We'd love to have you back.
Absolutely. Are you guys going to be at ICAST?
Possibly
Brian
not.
will.
Yeah, Brian, the CEO, no, the Grand Poobah, he will probably be there. I mean, we had the opportunity to go down there last year, but just with everything being sort of still on the weird side, and you know, and you know, we've got to take off our regular day jobs to try to get down there. So sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do. So, but one of these days I'm going to get my butt down there. I'd love to. So
me too.
All right. Well, I'll say come by the booth, and we throw the biggest party of ICAST at this point now. So there's a lot of cool people there, and good marketing. And so if you guys are around, come on out. We'll get you in.
Awesome.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
Well, thank you guys.
If you guys made it this far, thanks for listening to the show. We'll see you guys next week, and have a good one.
See you.
Thanks for tuning in to another killer episode here on Paddle and Fin. Be sure to drop a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or smash that subscribe button on any platform you're listening in on. Be sure to check us out on Waypoint TV, waypointtv.com. Make sure you sign up for the Fantasy Kayak Fishing League at paddleandfin.com/fantasy. You could support this show through Patreon, patreon.com/paddleandfin. Don't forget to check out the website, paddleandfin.com. Catch us on YouTube. If you got a question, comment, or want to see a future guest on the show, be sure to email us at paddleandfin@gmail.com. Shout out to our show supporters, Yak Gadget. You can check out all the fine kayak accessories at yakgadget.com. Pelican Professional. For all your cases, coolers, and lighting needs, go to pelican.com. Rocktown Adventures. Your Midwest premier paddle sports destination, go to rocktownadventures.com. Eastport Marina, the beautiful destination on Dale Hollow Lake. If you're looking for lodging, kayaks, kayak accessories, or anything fishing related on the beautiful Dale Hollow Lake, go to eastport.info. And Jigmasters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to jigmasters.com and fill your tackle boxes today.
Good Lord, dude.